Hello, parents and guardians of the College in the Classroom Intro to Fiction course. I am Mr. Martinez-Simmons. I apologize for not being able to be here tonight. Early tomorrow morning, my family is flying to Northern California to attend a memorial service for my wife's uncle. And so while I am unable to be here tonight, I appreciate your understanding and my needing to be with my family. But I did want to give you an introduction to me and to this course. And please, if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to email me. We'll be back in town Sunday night, and then I can start responding to those questions so you have a really good understanding of what this class will be like for your child. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. As you can see, there's orange and blue throughout this classroom. I'm a big Broncos fan, which kind of makes it tough to live here in Seattle. For that reason, other than that, I absolutely love Seattle. It is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life, and I can't imagine really living anywhere else. So the class itself, Introduction to Fiction, there's a couple goals with it, and the specific goals as laid forth by the College in the Classroom course and this course are on the syllabus and can be found there. But some things that I would really like to focus on this quarter with the students is one, refining their ability to analyze text. Like, all of these students graduated IB a year early. That in and of itself is impressive, and they all have, from what I've seen thus far, a very high level ability to read a text, analyze it, look at the techniques, how is the author doing what the author is doing, and then explain it in, obviously in academic language. Another thing that would really focus on, though, this class, and it's kind of twofold, is one, I would like them to encounter as many theories on writing fiction as possible. We've already studied O'Connor, we've studied Vonnegut, we studied Stanton in class today, and we'll study more of those in the future. And my hope with that is they'll start to develop their own theory of writing fiction, right? Like who are they as a writer? What does it mean for them to write short stories? What is important for them? We're going to study the spectrum between what O'Connor thinks about writing fiction and what Poe thinks about writing fiction. Like, their theories are like on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and then everyone else is kind of in between. Where do they stand? And my hope is that in understanding their own understanding of writing fiction, that will influence the creative writing that we will do in this class. Most of the stuff we've done thus far writing-wise is just a writing exercise. It's between 800 to 1,000 words, and I know some students are eager to write creatively, and other students it's just kind of like, not as eager. Let's say not as eager. But the writing exercises in and of themselves have very kind of strict parameters. Some of them we are modeling the techniques from a short story. We did that with the story of an hour. Others of them, we take them from theory of writing. We will do one in the future on one of O'Connor's theories of writing. And the hope with that is, in doing so, I'm hoping they're able to engage in an understanding of fiction in addition to the common analysis of text and whatnot. The other thing that we will be working on, let's see, I've got my notes here. We were talking about refining creative writing and encountering multiple theories. Right now we're in the process of reading a lot of short stories. Some of the things that I asked them to do for short stories on Sunday nights are reading reviews, which are really straightforward, 500 to 700 words on a particular story, an idea, a character, and then they end those with a question or two that will kind of allow us to further a class discussion. The last couple weeks we've done photojournals, and that's something that is new to this course, and that's where I asked them to make a picture, take a picture of something that represents a feeling or a moment from the story or a character. And so far, the ones that we've viewed in class have been really interesting. We've had some that were photoshopped all the way to some that were a pretty literal interpretation of the story. Other things we'll do in regard to that are components of that same activity but with music, and that same activity with drawing. And my hope is to just kind of access these ideas in ways that make sense to students. Like, for me, like the making a photograph, like that makes sense to me. I can capture a moment. Doing so in music doesn't make sense to me. I don't really understand music unless it's like hip hop lyrics, which that is something I certainly understand. The two books that we'll start reading The Age of Innocence in the second week of October, and we will read Beloved in November. I think that was all about the Intro to Fiction course. Again, please email me if you have a question. In January, when we come back, that'll be kind of like the in-between Introduction to Fiction and Introduction to Poetry. And that's when we'll study a unit that I like to call prosody. It's this blend, obviously, from prose to poetry. And we'll study Michael Ondaatje's Coming Through Slaughter, which the writing of that is a really unique blend of prose and poetry. So yeah, I think that's enough. I don't want to make this video too long because then you might be getting bored in your seats. But I really wish I could be here. Thus far, I've really enjoyed working with this class. It's 17 students, so that allows us to really do a lot of activities that would be more difficult in a bigger class. So if you would like to email me, my email is on the board, tasimmons@seattleschools.org, and I look forward to hopefully meeting some of you all face to face. Take care. Bye-bye.